Action.
Alrighty, so go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Huss. I'm a music producer, songwriter, singer.
How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good.
It's good to see you, man. So where are you originally from?
I'm originally from South Korea, but I grew up in Anchorage.
And how long have you been in Alaska?
Alaska, I was here since 2006 till I moved out in 24,
Okay.
18 years.
So what do you think of it compared to home?
I love it. I really miss Alaska. Like, I've been in LA for like 6 months now, and like I feel privileged to have lived in a place that's so like outsider, because I felt like I was an outsider in Alaska. So now being like an outsider from an outsider place, it makes me like stand out in
Yeah.
perspective, you know.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Uh, so how long have you really been into music? Like, what really kind of inspired that?
Like when I look back at it, I've always been into music, like for as long as I can remember. You know, my dad used to play guitar in the house all the time when I was a little kid, and I would like try to mimic what he was playing. And like I always loved music, but then like the big shift was when I like learned about art and like the significance and how impactful and influential it is. But music, I've always been to music.
Um, how would you really explain your style of music?
I would say my initial philosophy when I started making music, like really started making music, was to try to make something that doesn't exist. So like anything that I thought needs to exist but doesn't, that's like what I would try to make. So like every time I would hear myself try to like be influenced or hear myself writing familiar things or using familiar techniques, then I would like try to not do that. So like at the end of it, if a song comes out, it's like as original as it can be, because that's just like the entire idea of it, you know. So it's like I guess it's like just truly alternative or just something that's not normal, maybe.
Okay. So I notice a lot of your music is very lyrical. So there's obviously a message behind it. What would you say is that message?
I think each song is specific, but the overarching kind of theme is like is to question everything. I think that's like all I'm really trying to do, is get people to question things.
Okay. And you said you're from South Korea. And do you remember much since you're only there for since you were six till you're 6?
I do, yeah.
Do you miss it at all?
So like I used to really miss it when I was younger, like when I first moved here. But I think I'm so content in like what I'm pursuing right now that I don't really crave anything else. I just want to like continue what I'm doing, like get it bigger, make better stuff.
Okay. Do you have a favorite song that you've worked on?
Yeah, my favorite song, I like to judge my taste like objectively. Like I like to try to think that what I like is just the best. So like I think my best song is this song that hasn't come out yet. It's called Have You Heard, but I think it'll come out soon.
Okay. I'm definitely excited for that.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite video that you worked on?
I've only worked on one, so I'm gonna
Oh,
say the
okay.
Sam one.
Okay.
But I mean, we're like editing this second one for I'm Still.
Yeah, the
So
I'm
I'll see
Still
how
video.
that one turns out. That one was really hard to shoot, so I hope it's like as hard visually.
Dude, yeah, I loved the same video, and everybody that I've talked to that's seen it or shown it to have all loved the video.
Yeah.
And I wanted to dive deeper kind of into that. How did how did you feel? Like, how was it working with that old film camera and everything? Like, how was all that?
Yeah, so like I'm a cinephile, like for sure. I love film, and like I've always been obsessed with like the still, and like, you know, the majority of everything is still, but there's like one point of movement, or like using motifs. Like we use a lot of eyes, which is, you know, everyone knows is like the most expressive thing in someone's face. And I mean, I've never shot anything before, so it was really fun working with like Finn, and like really just, it's so permanent, you know, like you can't, there's no redos. Every second of film is costly.
Yeah.
Like literally we don't have it because we only had like 2 rolls or something, and also it's expensive, and we also can't buy, because he had like, I think his professor gave him this black and white um like film from the 20s or something.
Oh,
So like it
wow.
was like actually vintage. That's why it looks so old. And we like overlaid Korean War like footage, and it's probably shot on like similar era.
Yeah.
So it was like indistinguishable of like
Yeah,
what
no.
we shot and then what was actually overlaid. So like, yeah, I loved that whole process. I loved how it turned out.
Yeah, no, it looked really good.
Yeah, that's Finn Benechek, bro.
Dude, yeah, it was a great video. Yeah, no, I was checking his Instagram out after that for
Yeah,
sure.
he's the best.
So I know you just got back from LA and you've been doing back-to-back shows pretty much since.
Yeah.
How's that been?
Um, so I haven't performed since November, which was the last time I was here, and we haven't really been able to practice. Like we don't have a bassist in LA right now, so it was just like me, Charlie, and Michael, just on like drums and keys, with like limited practice time. But I mean, shows are always fun. Like I'm learning that like all you have to do is create an energy on stage, and then that energy is just going to spread. Like it's less about trying to like engage the crowd. It's more about just creating this energy on stage. So like I'm like really trying to focus in on that. I think it's getting better.
Okay, yeah. So that means so then you guys haven't really been doing any shows down there.
Not yet, but we have
Okay.
one planned in May.
Okay, sweet, sweet. Um, how'd the shows go that you guys just did when you
Yeah,
got back?
pretty well. The first show was really just like a homecoming party. So it was like all of our homies just there. And like we were just having fun on stage. And then the Vans one, like we had this band called Sample Text, and they played like the loudest music I've ever heard in my life. And like it really shocked me, and like, you know, it was really cool. But like I didn't know that music could be that loud, and like messed up my like hearing. So like it kind of like messed me up, but it was still fun.
Dude, yeah, sometimes when out filming, we gotta wear the earplugs.
Yeah, dude, it's like it was so jarring. You know, it's really cool, but like I didn't know that that could happen to me. You know?
Yeah, just weren't really expecting it.
Yeah, yeah, at all.
So how has LA been?
Dude, it's really eye opening. A lot of learning, and like there's a lot of validation over there. Probably like a lot of it is like false, because like everyone's pursuing something, but there's also like there's also more of a scene for what I'm trying to do, which is like this alternative pop stuff, and I'm finding support, finding help, finding people that like have experience and a lot of knowledge in the industry and stuff like that.
Cool, yeah, because that's kind of what I was gonna ask next. Anyways, was like, what's the community like down there? Is it super supportive or?
Yeah, it's super, super, super supportive. I have a really good group of like friends, and then there's also like these like other friends that I kind of have no idea. It's always kind of like that, where like, especially in LA, a lot of people would just like front like they're your best friend, but then not really, you know.
Yeah, like you can't tell if they're just glazing you or not.
Yeah,
Like,
and I'm always the type to like, you gotta like stand the test of time at least a little bit for me. So
yeah, no, that's valid.
yeah,
because yeah, you don't want to have people around that are just, you know, in it because they know, or they know that you're gonna make it somewhere type of deal.
Or it's not even that. Sometimes it's just like, just in case you become somebody. They don't want to burn the bridge too early.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I'm not like, I don't live like that. Like, I really just, I want people around me that are like good people. You know, I don't really care. Because, you know, everyone has clout over there. It's not like that's not what we're there to do.
Yeah,
we're trying to like find good people pursuing similar things.
So, are there any future projects in the works that you want to talk about?
Yeah, so we got the I'm Still video and the single that's dropping on the 26th, which is this week. And then we have like the Sugar Water Volume 2 stuff, which is like next level synesthesia music. And then I have my own personal project that I'm working on. And we're working on Justin's album, the Carino project. And probably some other stuff as they come, but those are like my main focuses this year.
When are we gonna see 6-inch Heels?
Oh yeah, that's actually next.
Oh really?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's next. We're gonna do a video.
Okay, sweet. Yeah.
And drop that.
I've been waiting on that for like
years
now.
I know.
I love
that's
that
a good
song
too.
Dude, yeah, it's literally like one of my favorites to this day. I'll still like pull out my Google Drive. So what was the speaking of Sugar Water, what was the inspiration behind the first album, Sugar Water Volume 1?
Yeah, Sugar Water Volume 1 is like really political in hindsight, like re-listening to it. And there's a lot of like insights that, because what I'm learning is that because I'm not like a seasoned writer, where like I'm not those type of writers that can like sit down every day and write a song. Like I wish I could do that. I'm like the type where like I'll write a whole song in like 15 minutes and then that's the song for that month or something. And then 6 months later I'll write 3 songs in a row. So it's like a lot of my writing I'm learning that I have to re-digest even for myself to find meaning. And then I'm the one also finishing the songs, like, you know, finishing the beats and adding instruments and like producing and mixing it and stuff. So when I listen to that album, I get like, it's really like the story of like the Korean experience in America, and you know, the history of Korea is like really messed up. And despite that, you know, we're like the country of South Korea is like doing well internationally. You know, maybe to a fault. You know, maybe because of mistakes, but you know, it's stuff like that, like those type of commentary and insight. So.
Yeah, I was actually, I mean, kind of to even branch off of that, what does Sugar Water mean? Like, what does Sugar Water stand for?
Yeah, Sugar Water is, so like when my mom was young, they would drink sugar water to mimic juice, because juice is what like the rich kids would drink, because you know, like everything was so expensive back then, like in the 70s and stuff in Korea. So they would mix just like a packet of sugar and water and just drink that, you know? So like the philosophy behind it is to kind of prove that you can get the same satisfaction even in lacking conditions. So like I don't come from a wealthy family. Like I don't come from a rich education, or like I don't come from resources. Like everything I've made is off a laptop. You know what I mean? Now I'm getting some resources, and I'm able to make like cooler things. Like I can make videos now because I have my friend Finn, who's willing to work with me. You know, and you know, because of the music I made off the laptop, I could buy guitars and stuff, and now I can like make guitar music, right? So that's like what Sugar Water is. In the clothing too, like we want to in our lack, because the fashion industry is the #1 industry in the world, and we don't come from fashion industry. We don't come from like the socialite life, but we want to make clothing that is beyond inequality, and the perspective in the choices that we make is so specific that like it's just gonna look completely unique. And like these days, that level of like uniqueness or like uniqueness is just not seen, and that's just what we want to do. Like that's like what needs to exist in the world right now.
Yeah. First off, like the whole meaning behind it is a great message in my opinion. And then second, the clothing thing. Yeah, you can tell that like you can tell that everything you said just by looking at the website, just because like the detail into the description of the shirts and everything is so great. Like you get to hear about every little detail, like where things are sourced from and stuff like that. And I think that's such a great idea, and it definitely makes somebody more like willing to buy the product and everything like that and support the business because they know where things are coming from, they know it's a quality product and all those things. So yeah, I really like the idea, and I think it'll work for sure.
Yeah, we just got to keep doing it. Like,
Yeah.
we're only one, like this is the one we're working on right now actually.
Oh, yeah, the hoodie?
This hoodie, yeah. So
dude, yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, we've been working.
I'm definitely gonna buy one. And to kind of branch off here to that, I guess, how would you describe your style clothing wise?
Style? I like permanence. Like these jeans these are like raw APCs that I've had for 5 years, and they're just getting the knees blown out and stuff. And like these boosts are from the 90s, and just like things that are gonna last no matter what. Not even like you got to take care of it or whatever. It's just like your clothes should reflect your lifestyle, and your lifestyle should speak for the clothes. Like because a lot of like postmodern thinking is like, oh, cool people dressed cool, so if I dress cool, I'm a cool person. But it's not even that. It's like you got to be a cool person first, and then you just end up dressing cool. But like if you're a great person, people are just gonna want to be you, So it's like a lot of thinking these days is like backwards, but I'm trying to like reverse that and like go back to like pre-traditional, or like the formation of the traditional thinking should be proven, And I think it's being proven these days. Like a lot of people are changing their minds about stuff.
Yeah, I think individuality is like becoming more of a thing.
Yeah,
which is nice.
And not even like an individuality, like, oh, look at me, I'm so different. It's more like you are different. Everyone is different.
Yeah.
And if you're just yourself, you're just different. It's just not even like it's not about being different. It's about just being who you are, and then you're different.
It's about just being comfortable with you, like as yourself.
Yeah.
So then what are some of your favorite brands?
Favorite brands, Capital, but they got bought out. So Sugar Water. I mean 100% Capital. Like everything I own is Capital right now. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say because honestly, that's all I buy.
No, that's valid. They're a really great brand. They have a lot of high quality stuff. So kind of to go back to what we were talking about earlier, that new video that you're about to release, I'm Still. Are you excited for that?
Yeah, that one is crazy. Like that one's inspired by like Raising Arizona, which is a visual comedy movie.
Yeah, I've seen that movie a bunch of times when I was
amazing movie, right? So it's like, because the story's not that funny, but then it's just funny like how it looks and everything. So we try to adopt that, and then it turns into a horror movie. So it's like, and it has 2 songs in it that we're previewing, and The second song is crazy, like like a lot like a lot of the people I showed that song to, that's their favorite song of mine.
Really?
Yeah, so yeah, this next project is like the most ambitious one. Completely brand new. I mean, everything's new for me, which is that's what I like to do. I like to do everything that I've never done before, and but this one is like completely brand new, and I'm super excited for it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, shout out to Finn.
It's got me excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Dude, yeah, I gotta meet this Finn guy one of these days.
Yeah, bro, you gotta come to LA.
Dude, yeah, I definitely want to. We got a trip planned in October to go to Colorado because there's a Young Lean concert.
Oh, really?
Yesenia loves Young Lean. But I will definitely plan something. Like, that'd be easy. Who's the most famous person in LA that you've met or seen, maybe?
I don't know. I mean, like we saw like Louis Capaldi at the bar.
Oh, okay.
Like Justin gave him a rose. But we're friends with like we became friends with, do you know Far East Movement?
I feel like I know what you're talking
Like
about, but I'm not sure.
G6, like
Oh,
like
yeah.
those guys. We're like close with them.
Oh, that's
Those
cool.
guys. Yeah, those guys are like helping us.
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
really grateful.
Dude, yeah, it's always great to like find somebody that that can help, but it's like a genuine connection.
Yeah,
You know,
because like they get nothing from helping. Like they just want to, like I said, because we're like outsiders, like
Yeah.
being from Alaska, like we're completely outside the industry. A lot of the artists they meet, their parents are like artists,
Yeah.
and they're trying to get their kid to do the system or whatever, and like, so when they see people like us, like really just everything in house, independent, just making stuff because that's the only way we know how to live, it's like they like gravitate toward our energy, you know, and I think I'm really privileged to be from here.
Dude, yeah, that's awesome. What's one moment on stage that completely changed your perspective as an artist?
Oh yeah, when my first time performing, or not first time, like yeah, like my first time performing really on stage and like seeing a couple people like knowing the lyrics. I'm like, oh, it's reaching some, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you never think that people really listen, but like some people really listen, and like that really is perspective changing, like for sure.
Dude, yeah. You can, yeah, like you can definitely tell when there's people that just that kind of just like nod their head along with the song, and then the people that are sitting there and like singing along.
Yeah,
like, there's a
and then they just leave. Like
Yeah.
they don't even say hi. It's like yeah, bro, I need to like know those people more.
Yeah. I feel like they're like nervous, you know, because
Yeah, I
like
think so.
when you're at that level of really liking something or somebody, you kind of also get that like, oh, they're kind of famous, you know, like
Right.
in their eyes because of this.
No, because yeah, I'm definitely like that.
Yeah,
Like
no,
if I was at my favorite artist concert, or not favorite, just like if I like this artist, and then I would not approach them.
dude,
But I'm
yeah,
sure.
to this day, every time, like even though you know we're friends, I consider us good friends. Every time I see you, I still get a little bit nervous every time I see you guys. So how do you mentally prepare for a performance when you're like not in the mood?
Dude, it's hard, honestly. Like I used to really not like performing for a while, until I moved to LA actually, and like I really learned what being a performer is about. And like I used to really not like it because I used to just focus completely on the recorded form, like the produced music, and just put all my energy into the produced music, and I'm like, I can't match that in a live setting. I'm just not that kind of musician. But then going to LA, I learned it's not even about, you know, matching that level of production. It's about creating an energy, and that unique energy. Every performance is what people really want. Like they don't like if they want to listen to the recorded version, they'll go home and put on headphones. You know what I mean? And that's the best way to listen to it. But if I can like with my band create a completely unique energy in that moment, then that's really the best form of that song. You know, that one, it's like a one of one time with that music, you know?
Yeah, because it's almost like a connection, you know, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
you're really, that's really being vulnerable. And like, that's what I'm trying to do moving forward is like be more vulnerable. Be like, you know, you don't really need to hide behind the art. You can just embody it, you know?
yeah, exactly. What's a song you never expected the crowd to connect with, but they went crazy for?
Honestly, I didn't think Hello Kitty would be my biggest song because that one just came so quick. And I thought I sounded too, like, I remember when I was writing it, I was like, oh, this sounds like Bieber or something. I was like, I don't know if I like this. And then I played it for people and they're like, oh, I didn't know you make music like this. Like, and then it ended up being my biggest song. Like, yeah, I was not expecting that, like, at all.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's actually my girlfriend's favorite.
Yeah, it's, dude, I think it's most people's
Yeah, when
of
she goes to
mine.
show people your music, that's like the first song she pulls up is Hello
Yeah.
Kitty. And I'm like, do you know he has more songs than this? um, how do you switch mindsets between being the performer and being the producer?
Yeah, I think like what I mentioned of creating the energy because I do genuinely love music a lot, but I love art a little bit more. So when I'm a producer, I can shift my perspective on what music is and like and really just focus on what does this chord feeling mean? And then when I'm performing, it's more like what does this chord feeling just mean? Or what does this chord feel like? You know? So when I'm producing, I'm trying to figure out what it means, like everything together, the lyrics and the music. And then when I'm performing, I'm just really trying to feel, like get the feeling to be like as grand as possible. So that, yeah, I think that's the difference.
What's harder, capturing a moment in the studio or recreating it on stage?
Honestly, studio is really hard because it's so delicate. Like the studio environment is so delicate that you just cannot recreate. Like if you get someone to sing this part, they'll never sing that part like that again unless they're like truly professional, which I don't, maybe there's a couple in this world, but like most people will never be able to hit the same like phrase the same way. So I think the studio environment is harder than live because live is very forgiving because you could just be loud and people will respond sometimes, or like you can be very musical and people will respond. But in a studio setting, like because people like if you got headphones on, your that sound is going into your brain, like that's going straight to your brain. There's no filter of like noise or dancing or anything like that.
Yeah, like there's no outside distractions to
Yeah, yeah,
really kind of pull away from it.
yeah.
So what do you want artists you work with to say about you 10 years from now?
Maybe that I was helpful, or that I knew what I was doing. I guess something like that. Because that's really my goal. Is just like I want to take the punches and just bring everyone with me. That's my goal.
It's a great goal to have.
Yeah. Oh, sick. I got a big head though. Hopefully it fits.
They're adjustable.
Really? Damn, you got your own glasses?
Yeah, pair of shades for you.
Crimeski Productions. This is amazing.
I don't know what kind of frames you like, but I mean, looks like you can pull them off.
Yo, it's Huss. Just got done with my interview. Check me out on Instagram at It's Huss.